Savage.
Do you mind that title?
No, I think it's a good title. It's true. I am a savage.
I interviewed Eddie Hearn recently, and he did speak very, very highly of you. Before we get into the kind of whole pro scene and stuff like that, take me back to when you got yourself involved in combat sport.
I was like 6 years old, and I remember me and my sister, we used to play fight a lot, and we used to get in trouble. And then my dad was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you both into kickboxing." So we started that, and then I just kept going on and on and on, just doing different sports and different types of like martial arts, and now I just do boxing.
I heard the official line was that you were play fighting, aka is that otherwise known as bullying your little sister?
No, she no, she used to beat me up.
Oh, did she?
She's a good fighter, my sister. But now I just do it. Yeah. I'm more soft.
So it's all the kickings you got as a young kid that's made you tough then?
Yeah, literally. I've just been fighting from when I was young, so I'm just used to it now.
Before I interviewed, obviously, Eddie Hearn, I had seen some of the stuff and I've seen sort of pictures with you with like loads of belts and loads of medals and stuff. Was it the kickboxing that you kind of first got into? Because I've also seen some stuff in MMA.
Yeah, I done kickboxing. I was world champion at that. And then I did Muay Thai, and I was like world open champion at that. Then I done MMA, and then I done like jiu-jitsu and stuff, and now I just do boxing.
I'm guessing that in a respect that it was kind of quite difficult after a certain time to A, get you matched as a kid, and B, probably you kind of went as far as you can go without going pro.
Yeah, when I was younger, like I used to just fight boys in the end, like all the time, just fight loads of boys because I couldn't fight any other girls. And back then it was less strict, so I could just get in the ring with anyone.
I saw quite a lot of stuff actually online, and I was quite surprised because we can't really do that in amateur boxing now. But I came from kickboxing and Muay Thai, so I know that they kind of have, they're a little bit lax. Should we just put it that way?
Yeah,
But I saw some of the stuff with you sort of bashing up young boys and girls.
yeah, nah, literally.
There was a fight with you against, is it Sophie Bells?
I know what you're chatting about. Is it MMA? Yeah.
So there's a couple that I've seen. The one with Sophie Bells, who looked, because it seemed to me that you looked like you were different weight classes. Was that the case? Or was it just that you were small for your age?
Nah, I'm just small for my age, and also, to be fair, I used to fight a lot of older people. Like when I was 6, my first fight was against a 9-year-old, so like I used to just get in the ring with anyone.
Let's talk about the one with Sophie Bells first. What? Sorry. I shouldn't laugh because you were children, but it just struck me like from such a young age that you had such presence and you were very, very strong for your age, and you kind of got in there and you dominated, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a good experience. I thought I was gonna get choked out. Like I remember this like exact image. I was led down, and she had me in like a I think it's a rear naked choke, and she was choking me out. And I can remember like I couldn't breathe. And I remember I told my dad like before, like, oh, if I'm in a lot, don't throw the towel in, like, because I won't chat to you. Like I'm not losing this. Like I can't lose. And he was like, yeah, but like if you're gonna like if I think that you're gonna pass out, I'm gonna throw the towel in. I was like, no, don't. I won't speak to you, Dad. I won't speak to you. So he didn't throw the towel in, and luckily I got out of it and I won. So that's what matters.
Realistically, from like round one or so, you kind of completely not only turned the fight around, but you just drained, literally drained the confidence out of the kid. And I was just like, wow, that's kind of, I haven't really seen many kids do that, to be fair.
No, yeah.
And also just the maturity of some of the moves that you were doing. I mean, I'm guessing you were quite advanced for your age as well.
Yeah. I've trained hard from a young age, and I've wanted to be the best at everything. So I've always put the hard work in.
And it made me laugh right at the end where I think you just kind of just, sorry, you reached out to give her a hug, and I was just like, this kid is taking the mick.
No, good. I gotta be a good sportsman. Like, come on, let's be friends now. The fight is over.
Where did that confidence come from though, Tiah? I mean, literally there's the fight that I mentioned earlier on where you get in with this, you're 9, no, you're 7. There's a fight where you're 7 years of age. I think you get in with a 9-year-old. Can you remember which one I'm talking about?
No, I have many fights like that, but yeah, I've had a lot of confidence, like, because like everyone in my whole family, they just pick me up. So I just think, oh, I got to be the best. So
But that's unusual for a kid to be not just that confident, but have the skill set to match it as well. Where does that work ethic come from? Is that dad? Is it mum? Is it a combination of the both?
me and my dad's been training together since I was a young little girl. Like he used to take me training every single day. He used to take me out on runs. Like he put all his time and effort into me since I was a little girl. So I got to thank my dad.
And so just tell me about how many, medals or championships you won in MMA and kickboxing. Did you do Muay Thai as well?
Yeah, I did Muay Thai as well.
All of those martial arts. Tell me what you achieved before moving on into boxing.
I've probably had over 300 fights and I've lost 3 in my 300 fight. The last time I lost, I was like 8. I was a little girl and I beat that girl after I lost to her. But I was like world champion. I was like 2-time European champion, like English champion, British champion, like everything. Area champion. I won everything in kickboxing, Muay Thai, and yeah. And then I just thought, oh, now I need to step over to boxing because that's where I was at.
Because a lot of people recognised, I think, that we're doing kickboxing and stuff. More so kickboxing and Muay Thai than the MMA. They realised kind of it doesn't have the same kind of appeal in terms of viewership and stuff. Was that also one of the reasons why?
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot harder to become more like known as a kickboxer and Muay Thai. And well, I did like MMA. Like I would have wanted to like do UFC, but the path to go to becoming pro boxer and a UFC fighter, the pro boxing's a lot easier. Do you know what I mean? Get onto England, then hopefully promoters look at you, and then you're pro. But with UFC, it's like a whole
It's a long route.
long period.
So, what age were you when you made that transition?
I think I was like 13, but I didn't fight until well, I had a couple of like I was Alliance first. I did Alliance boxing. I won a few fights in that.
We won't count that.
I know, but I didn't really know about I didn't even know about amateur boxing. I actually didn't know until one day, like Dean and my dad, they were friends before. I used to go to a different gym and Dean was like, oh, you should get her into ABA boxing. Like, and then my dad was like, oh, okay. And then I started then I went ABA and then I won nationals. That was my first ever fight, was a national fight. I didn't get like any bouts. Yeah, because they converted my my kickboxing fights into boxing, so I had to go straight into the nationals, and I won that, and then I won 4 more nationals, and I'm world champion in amateurs as well.
Let's take it back. You joined with Dean because obviously Dean is he's an England boxing coach. So you get with Dean, and for the people that don't know, tuning in, you basically have to declare, don't you? You have to declare all your other combat sports in order to compete with England boxing.
I had to let them know like how many fights I've had because it's not fair putting me in a ring with someone that's never even had a fight, and I've had like a whole 300 just in a different sport. But I still know ring craft and everything.
Not only that, it gives you the confidence as well once you've been inside the ring.
Yeah.
But it does happen.
Yeah, it does happen. People want to get easy wins.
You don't sound like that kind of kid though, do you know what I mean?
No, I like fighting the best. Like if I look at a category before I get put in like a box cup or something, I make sure I got the best people in my category. So I try and go up weight or down weight so I fight the best.
Oh wow, okay.
In Hearn'S, I could have fought at 57, but I've already fought like some of the girls that were in the 57 and I've already beat them. And then in the 60 category, there was a European champion. And I thought, oh, like if I beat this girl, that's going to be a good win. So I went in there and I fought her and I stopped her. So that's what got me back on England.
Very, very smart. Because as we know, people will kill themselves to make a weight just to avoid someone. That's great to hear, actually. The best fight, the best mentality.
Yeah.
You start obviously training with Dean. How many times have you won the juniors then?
I've won 2 juniors and 2 youths.
And the youths, you won in what is it, 2023?
Yeah, in 2024.
Just to be greedy.
Yeah. Had to get another one of them white belts. They're nice.
They are, to be fair. Were you surprised that you were able to pick up that many belts in such a short space of time in boxing?
Yeah, definitely, like, I didn't know I could have won that much in that amount of time, but I've had a good few fights. Tough girls out there, definitely, but I just train hard and I wanna be the best, so I have to win.
Do you not get a call up from GB?
Yeah, I did get one to go on to GB, but I said, "No, I wanna go pro instead."
So for those that don't know, you kind of have to go through a load of trials, don't you? Did you do all of that as well, or you just said straight no?
No, I just said straight no, I said, "No, thank you." I don't wanna go to the Olympics. Not after last year anyway.
Is it something to do with the full-time training there, or is it just a situation of you just feel like you'd be better off in the pros?
I just feel like I would rather have the WBC belt than a gold medal. It looks nicer. I just think my style suits the pros a lot more than the amateurs. Like, amateurs are very flicky, like, and I feel like in the pros, longer rounds, like more rounds, so I can sit down on shots. You don't have to like be all explosive the whole 3 minutes, 3 rounds.
You've just mentioned the longer rounds in the pro scene. Is that something that you think you're going to do when you turn over, or when you have your first bout, I should say? Go for 3-minute rounds, or are you going to stick with the 2-minute rounds?
Nah, I like the 2 minute rounds. I I I like the 2 minute rounds a lot more better. 3 minutes, not for me, it's too long. But I could do 3 minutes. I could. I train 3 minutes in the gym. Like, 'cause obviously there's boys in my gym that do 3 minutes, but when I'm sparring, I do twos. So I'm just used to that pace now.
You are advocating then basically for 2-minute rounds. What do you think overall though? Because there are some girls that are deciding that's where they want to go, and some people have kind of said it's because they want equal rights, and others have said it's because they feel that it'd be more exciting. What's your take on it all?
I feel like, yeah, definitely I don't get why girls fight less than men. 'Cause obviously we're all equal. But like women don't get a lot of knockouts really, do they? So it's like people don't want to watch women's boxing at the moment at 2 minutes. So what makes them want to sit there and watch it for 3 minutes? So I think maybe we get an exciting new generation coming up, knocking people out, fighting, and like doing well. Then hopefully in the longer run, people will want to watch women's boxing more and think, oh yeah, 3 minutes.
But also, I wonder, and again, I could be wrong because people used to feel really uncomfortable when women were knocking out women, or boxers were getting hurt. And so I do wonder whether that'll play in once people start knocking people out, whether that'll make people uncomfortable or not. I don't know.
But I don't think it should because they're not uncomfortable when men are knocking each other out.
True, true.
So it's got to be the same.
When I interviewed Eddie Hearn, he called you a savage.
She's a savage. Savage.
Yeah, I know, I saw it. Savage.
Do you mind that title?
No, I think it's a good title, it's true. I am a savage.
It is, but she's a savage.
Savage.
That's quite a cool word, isn't it? Savage.
And the thing is, when you look at you, it's like, how can you use that word to describe her? But then when you see your fight,
I'm different. As soon as the bell goes, that's it. I'm locked in. But when the bell, like, when it's all over, I'm just myself again.
and so you've been taken on basically by Matchroom, and there's this whole story, obviously, of you. Didn't you write to Eddie Hearn and said, "Listen, in a few years' time, will you take me on?"
Yeah, I did.
What was that, via Instagram, or did you send him a letter, old school way?
No, on Instagram, I just messaged him. I said, in a few years, can you sign me? I think I said, could you sign me or you will sign me? It was one of them.
Not even asking. So basically, you didn't ask him. You said, "You will be taking me on."
I think it was, I don't know, it was one of them. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I think I was like 30. But it's all worked out now because I am with him. And it's really good because it's been my dream since I was a little girl. Like, literally, like, I remember, like, when I was, like, so young, I used to say I really want to go with Matchroom and, like, well, Eddie Hearn. And now I'm with him, so it's good. I'm happy.
If you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah, exactly.
You've kind of got something in common with Katie Taylor in that respect. Well, you've got a few things in common. The first thing is, apparently she sent a message as well to Eddie Hearn after the Olympics and sort of said, "Listen, should we do business?" And he said yes. But you're also with her management team, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm with Brian Peters. We've got the same manager.
You said that so casually. Listen, he changed the game. He changed the game with Katie Taylor. So how did that kind of relationship come about?
How I got signed with Eddie is because I spar with Sky Nicholson, and Eddie Hearn come and watched us spar, and then after the spar he was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do after this?" I said, "Oh, I wanted to do the elite nationals and win another national, just because I wanted my like CV to look good for when I go pro, because I thought that's what matters." And then he said like, "Well, I'll sign you now if you want to," and I was like, yeah, okay, sign me now. So I signed with him, and then we were like chatting about managers and stuff. And then he said, "Oh, if Brian Peters takes you, he might not, but there's a good manager to go with." And then obviously, like my dad and my coach contacted Brian Peters, and he gave us like a long waiting game. I was waiting around, and then he said, "Yeah, I'll manage you," and I was so happy.
So, firstly, is that normal for Eddie Hearn to turn up at a sparring session? Or was it a case that someone had whispered in his ear and said, listen, there's a little young talent here, come and have a look? Was that the case, do you think?
Yeah, I think that was the case, because I think like people were just saying how good I am, and how mine and Sky's spars are really good, and obviously like yeah, he just come and watched.
And obviously you hadn't learnt the art of negotiation, saying yes on the spot.
No, I just cracked, and I was like, yes, come on then.
Like, everyone else is in the background going, just calm down, Tia, calm down.
No, I know, and I'm like, yes.
So was it only after that you kind of realised that your worth, or have you always kind of known that?
I don't know.
Yes! He didn't even, I bet he didn't even get the word. I would like to, yes!
Yeah, yes. And I called my dad up, and I was like, "Oh, Dad," he said I should just do nationals again. Like, I'm not ready to turn pro. And then my dad was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we can just do nationals." I was like, "Psych, he wants me." And my dad was like, "Yay!"
See, Brian like made you wait though, kept you on your toes.
Yeah, he did.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I was like waiting all the time, but yeah. Then he said, "Yeah." He's a good manager. Very grateful for him.
Does that kind of put a little bit of pressure on you though? Because listen, there's all this talk about Katie Taylor, and we know where her career's been. And I'm guessing after this fight, win or lose, she's probably going to retire. So they are big shoes to follow. Are you kind of nervous about that, or do you relish that?
Of course, like, obviously I got a lot of pressure on me, but I think only great people have pressure on them. And I'm good under pressure. I've had pressure my whole life because I've never really lost. Everyone's like, "Oh, is this the fight Tia's gonna lose? Is Tia gonna lose this fight?" So I thrive off pressure, and hopefully I can do the same like Katie Taylor done.
Some people talk about having fear of failure or fear of losing or losing badly. Is that the kind of thing that you're most frightened of? Losing that O?
Yeah, probably. Like, I think I'm more scared of the fact just losing. Like, I just couldn't. I don't know. I just think I'd be absolutely heartbroken. But thankfully, that day's never come, and hopefully, it'll never come.
Do you think there's a lot to learn though from, I mean, obviously you've learned loads on your journey so far, over 300 fights. You've picked up so much from so much ring craft, but do you think there's other stuff to learn from a loss?
From a loss, definitely. Like, I don't know, I can't really like relate to it, but I remember when I was younger, when I lost, I remember like I just trained even harder and pushed myself. And then when I found out like I got that rematch with that girl and everything, I was like hyped, because I was like, now I need to just let everyone know like
Who's the boss?
I don't lose. And thankfully I beat her. And yeah, me. I literally had a hat called "I'm the Boss" on my hat when I was a little girl.
Yes, of course, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been around boxing for a long time, and there are only a few young people that I can think of. And if we're talking specifically about girls, the only girl that I can really remember being that confident and that good at such a young age was Caroline Dubois. You kind of remind me of her in that respect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's a very good boxer.
Do you feel like that you kind of miss out on a life?
Like, I've always been in the gym training, but like even now, like I don't really go out a lot. I just train all the time. When I'm older, I can retire by the age of 30, and I can live my life then. So you might as well put all the hard work in when you're young and your body's fit. than putting in the hard work when you're like 60 and you still got to work and wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd rather just work hard now.
Do you think that that's imperative in a respect to be not just a champion, but a multi-weight champion, or to be undisputed, to be the best of the best?
Yeah, I feel like if you want to be the best of the best, you've got to sacrifice your life and just train. Like, you can't go out partying, you can't go out drinking. You just got to train every day. And that's why it separates the best from like talent and hard work. In the end, hard work always overtakes talent.
I'm glad you've learned that at a young age.
When I was like 13, I went through like a stage of not really training and stuff. And like, obviously I was talented, so like I would still win my fights, but like they weren't like good wins. They're just like, I'm just winning it. And then one day I just like thought, oh, like I need to actually like lock in again. And I just train and train. And now when I win, I'm winning like stoppages, and I'm like winning unanimously, no splits or anything. So it just shows you that hard work is all worth it.
The most dangerous combination is to have talent and work hard.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I've seen so many so-called talented, not just, fighters, but particularly boxers, because obviously I coached in boxing for years. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's usually the ones that are just putting in the work. They've got a little bit of talent, but they put in loads of work, and they usually surpass the ones with natural ability.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with them.
You met Conor Ben, didn't you, at some point?
Yeah.
What kind of pearls of wisdom did he give you?
When I was a little girl, I done pads with him, and he was just teaching me, because like that's when I done like kickboxing most of the time. So like when I done kickboxing, I was better at kicking. Like I wasn't even that good of a boxer. Then I was doing pads with him. He's just telling me how to punch and how to do stuff. When I got onto Matchroom, he messaged me and said, "Oh, well done." Like it's weird because I'm like met him when I was like a little girl, and now we both fight for Matchroom, so it's cool.
June the 21st, your professional debut in Birmingham. I mean, how much are you looking forward to taking the stage and getting under those big bright lights?
Yeah, I'm so excited to fight there. I've got all my family coming and everything. And I haven't been in the ring since like February, so I'm excited to get back in there.
Have you got all the kit together already and stuff?
I'm excited to wear it because it's a bit like flashy. And usually I'm not flashy, I'm just plain. So I'm excited to see what I look like.
Is that one of the most exciting parts of like kind of turning over pro?
I get so excited to make reels of me after the fight. Like I make like little clips of me after all my fights, and I just watch them. I think, wow.
I'm looking forward to seeing you out on the 21st of June. And can you let me know where you're fighting again, please?
I'm fighting in Birmingham.
Birmingham, 21st of June, professional debut of Tiah Mai Ayton. We're looking forward to it.